Beautiful sight, isn't it? Now look, there's a myth out there that keeps men stuck. And it's this idea that showing vulnerability somehow makes you weak. I don't subscribe to this. Weak men hide, strong men tell the truth. Because vulnerability is not softness, it's exposure. And exposure takes strength. You have to stand in front of your own shadow. You have to face the parts of yourself you used to run from. And you have to do it without shutting down or pretending that everything's okay. That takes more courage than any tough guy act. We grew up being told to swallow up emotion, walk it off, suffer in silence, be a man. But all that does is overload the nervous system. Cortisol stays high, and your body never turns off the alarm. And then you wonder why you either explode or shut down. Real strength is regulation. Real strength is honesty. Real strength is saying, this hurt me, and still stand on 10 toes. You want to know what actually makes a man dangerous in the healthiest way, in the grounded way, in the way that protects what he loves. A man who can feel his emotions without drowning in them. A man who can speak his truth without making it someone else's problem. A man who can look at his pain and not flinch. That's strength. That's leadership. That's evolution. So if you've been taught that vulnerability makes you weak, let me say it plain. The moment you open up, the moment you stop running, is the moment you become unstoppable. Because a man who knows himself cannot be controlled, and a man who accepts himself cannot be broken. So if this spoke to you, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And let's talk about the science of why men break down in silence. Now listen, this isn't weakness, it's biology. When a man is told his whole life to stay silent, to swallow everything, to hold the line no matter what he feels, the body takes the hit long before the mind does. Cortisol stays elevated, and your nervous system gets stuck in alert mode. Your brain starts to treat every emotion like it's a threat, so you either explode or you shut down. That's not personality, that is survival wiring. Men don't fall apart because they're weak. They fall apart because they were trained to carry weight that no nervous system on earth was built for. Silence might look tough on the outside, but inside the pressure gets louder. That heart beats harder, and the system keeps flooding itself just trying to keep you alive. So when you finally speak up, when you release what you've been holding, your biology responds. Your shoulders drop, your breath evens out, and your body finally gets the message that you're safe. And this is what happens when men stop pretending. This is what happens when the mask comes off. So if this hits you somewhere real, then part 3 is where everything shifts. Because knowing the science is one thing, but becoming the evolved version of yourself, that's where the real power is. A man who knows himself becomes dangerous in the healthiest way. Not reckless, not chaotic, not controlling. Grounded, present, unshakable. You become that when you stop running from your emotions and start regulating them. You become that when you can feel anger without losing yourself. When you can feel sadness without collapsing. When you can feel love without fear. A man who has walked through his own shadow does not fear the dark in anyone else's. A man who has faced his own pain does not get manipulated by it. A man who stands in the full truth of who he is cannot be broken. Because now you are operating from self-awareness and not survival mode, with intention, not reaction, from strength, not image. And this is what real evolution looks like. This is what masculine healing becomes when you stop performing and start living. If you're here already, stepping into that version of yourself, keep going. The world needs men who can feel and stay standing. And I hope that you have enjoyed the short series, and I appreciate any feedback that you have for me and your support. And as always, Enjoy that sunrise. And thanks for watching. I'm going to enjoy the sunrise. Magnificent.